Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, depending on where you're watching us from. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also click on the bell icon to get our updates anytime it drops. Why Orji Kalu said he didn't instruct DSS to staff Nnamdi Kanu. How can he instruct them, Kanu? And we're following his visit to the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, who is currently remanded in DSS custody for alleged crime against the federal government of Nigeria. Orji Kalu became a topic of discussion. There have been a lot of things said about the visit made by the former governor of Abia State to the IPOB leader. Meanwhile, the Abia State former governor and chief whip of the Nigerian Senate, Orji Kalu, has spoken to the general public to disregard the false claim about him, which are being circulated on the social media, accusing him to have ordered the Department of State Services to deny the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, food. It is no longer news that the IPOB leader is currently detained on the order of Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja over charges of treasonable felony leveled against him, person an IPOB group by the federal government of Nigeria. However, according to a report by Daily Post on Monday, Nnamdi Kanu had accused the security officials of starving him in the DSS facility in Abuja. Kanu, who spoke through his younger brother, Prince Kanu Meme, was engaged on a routine visit to the detained IPOB leader, also made it known that Nigeria's secret police have denied him his medical test report after collecting his blood sample for more than 21 times. That was a wish, or wish you can have when I collect blood sample more than 21 times. That he get a job I collect shakeli fediem and don't hang job and the DSS the can hang over. What am I hearing? Away from that, the chief whip of the Senate and Abia State former governor, Senator Orji Kalu, has cleared himself on the issue through a statement made available by him as obtained by the Daily Post on Tuesday. Kalu had termed the purported claim linked to him as big fat lies and cheap propaganda to put up cheap and selfish political points. In his word, Kalu had said, the cheap lie says, when Senator Orji Kalu visited Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody, Kanu has since then been living without food. He continued, my take is that whatever one does, people would have something to talk about. If you don't visit, they will still point fingers at you. They will say you didn't visit. But more sympathetic to me is those that believe and put up any cock and bull story. The Nigerian lawmaker then made the point that the agenda to create hatred between him and his brother will not work. It's a waste of time, Carlos said. To him, his people love him and loves them, and he loves them too. He said, I will always respond to hate with love. I think Orji Kalu going to the DSS facility is a political move. Anybody that works towards the release of Nnamdi Kanu will get the support of the people, especially during the election. Though IPOB people might not vote, but then Nnamdi Kanu being there, Orji Kalu going to such facility will somehow give him an edge, just like we said in previous videos. Give him an edge over other contestants, being that Orji Kalu has showed his face and indicated interest to contest for Igbo presidency. That is it. So, and for him to tell DSS to starve Nnamdi Kanu of food, I don't think that is possible. And DSS also would understand the implication of starving somebody who is a towering figure. And then if you look at it from the other angle, you could say he asked them to starve him, maybe to accept certain conditions. Maybe he went to meet with him, and the IPOB leader seemed not to agree with him, and he asked them perhaps starving him will make him agree to certain terms. We don't know what actually happened, but I don't think Orji Kalu will go that far Meanwhile, I'll leave the opinion for viewers to add and tell us what they think. Our next story. What may happen if Nigeria are unable to pay back its debt to China? And the Nigerian government have been in the past borrowed money from foreign countries in order to facilitate projects. One of those countries include China. Nigeria debt to Chinese government rose over $3.12 billion, which is in naira over 2 trillion naira. The amount represents only 3.94% of Nigeria's total public debt of $79.21 billion as at September 2021. If Nigeria keeps borrowing from China with no plan to pay back the loans, then Nigeria risks losing most of its assets to China. This means that China may take over certain areas of Nigeria's economy and colonize us economically. And it has been happening. The fact is that China is doing this to several countries that are indebted to them. So it is very possible. The implications of this is that Chinese may replace all Nigerians in those establishments with Chinese. They will repatriate all the profits, and this would have an adverse effect on Nigerian economy because a lot of Nigerians will be unemployed. People who are working in such facilities where the Chinese will want to intervene and get their money will lose their jobs. That is the fact. Why Buhari is borrowing, he doesn't think. And you see, the problem is most of the project that this borrowing is used to fix doesn't worth it. For example, you borrow to build rail lines from Niger, your state, to Maradi in Niger. So some of these are not worthwhile projects that will bring the money. That is part of the problem. Like we said, the implications of this is that the Chinese may replace all Nigerians in those establishments with Chinese, and they will begin to repatriate all the profits so that they'll, to be able to cancel out the debts. And it will have a very adverse effect on the economy of Nigeria. Take Montenegro, for instance. Montenegro borrowed a whopping $1 billion pounds loan from China. The aim was to pay a Chinese contractor to build a highway to ease access to certain parts of the country. 6 years later, the road is yet to be completed and the money has been spent. Montenegro are still trying to figure out ways to ease the Chinese debt. If Nigeria refuses to release its asset to China, Nigeria may be forced to sell its natural infrastructure to international organizations to pay off the debt. This is why the federal government need to always have a payment plan before borrowing from foreign organizations, as the Nigerian economy may not be able to incur a loss if foreign organizations take over. In rounding up, Anambra makes history as first commercial flights from Lagos landed the international airport Umueri on Tuesday. First commercial flight just landed at Anambra International Cargo and Passenger Airport. The Air Peace airline Embraer ERJ 50 passenger capacity propeller aircraft from Lagos. Commercial flights operators have begun commercial flights from Lagos and Abuja to Anambra International Cargo Airport and Passenger Airport Umueri since the facility became ready for use 2 months ago. I think that of the Tuesday, which was yesterday, was more like an official one. It's like telling the world, we are ready for this. This is coming days after the aviation regulator and Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority issued authority to the state government for takeoff of commercial flights operation at the airport, effective December 2nd, 2021. The aircraft labeled 5NBVD from Lagos Airport touched down at exactly 2:30 p.m. after flight duration of 40 minutes. The Commissioner for Works, Engineer Marcel Ifejiofor, gave an assurance that they would give their full support to the project to ensure that it remained in business and also ensure that its service benefited generations yet unborn. According to the elected traditional ruler of Umueri, Igwe Ben Emeka, it is a long dream come true, as welcomed the crew and passengers soon after the aircraft landed. Igwe Emeka urged the government to fast-track the setup at a pilot training school and an aircraft maintenance and repair center at the airport to make its aviation hub in West Africa, calling on the public to patronize the airport. As for some of the passengers, Dr. Tim Menakaya and Dr. Amechi Nwachukwu, who were en route Abuja, the long uncertainty over the airport will become operational is finally over and is a great cause for joy. Just as a member representing Njikoka constituency 2 at the State House of Assembly, Dr. Pete Ibida, has told Anambra State governor for living the dream, expressing optimism that the incoming administration will sustain and add to the project. Wow, finally, Anambra Airport is functioning fully. Thanks to Obiano. Though the EFCC, this is one of the reasons the EFCC is following him about, because on such huge projects, a lot of money can be hidden away. Meanwhile, but this is a long-expected dream. It's like Anambra can never have an airport. We heard of the Eole Airport during the Civil War. And afterwards, other state, Imo has an airport. I don't know if Abia has. Then Enugu has an airport. It remains Anambra. And they said Anambra is the home of transporters. Though you don't expect to see airport in Anambra. I say, well, the transporters allow you to have it, but it's a reality now. We have Anambra International Airport, and it has become full functional. What do you think? Anyway, viewers, add your comments to the comment section of this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Also, click on the bell icon to get our updates anytime it drops. I'm Azuka Oja. I say bye for now.